everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we'll be doing a feel. So as you can see, all of the bling stayed on really good. I've been using the Soleil nail adhesive, and y'all, it works so good. So I'll be sure to leave the link in the description if anyone is interested. So of course, the first thing that we're doing is again just removing the bling with a pair of nippers. As you can see, she did have a broken nail on this hand, so of course we're going to be soaking off that nail and replacing it with a new one. Once we finish removing the bling, we're going to go ahead and use an extra coarse drill bit to remove the gel polish. So again, I'm using an extra coarse drill bit to remove the gel polish. Remember that if you are using gel polish, you do want to make sure that you're using either a coarse drill bit or an extra coarse drill bit, and make sure that they are a safety drill bit, because if not, you can cut someone very easily with these because they are pretty sharp. You do want to make sure that again it's no less than a coarse one, because if you use even a medium one, it's going to take a lot longer to remove all of that gel polish. And of course, if you use regular nail polish, then during this step you would just simply remove the nail polish with a cotton ball and acetone. Alrighty, so for this hand, we're going to go ahead and file down the nail that broke off. So you could either cut it off, but I just went ahead and filed it down. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and remove the gel polish from it, as well as thin it down. You want to make sure that when you're soaking off acrylic nails like this, whether it's with a clip or soaking them off, you want to make sure that you thin them down as much as you can, because it will help speed up the process. And usually I would do this nail like first, but I forgot. So you want to make sure that you soak it off. That way it's soaking while you're doing the rest of the nails. Okay, so once I thinned down the acrylic, I got a cotton ball with pure acetone. I'm going to go ahead and put the clip on it and just let it soak while I remove the gel polish from the other nails. Again, this is an extra coarse safety drill bit by Pana, and I'll be sure to leave the link in the description. And then also the dust collector that I have, it actually came with the table. So I have the Valentino Pure manicure table, so I'll be sure to leave that link down in the description. And you can also just buy the dust collector on its own. You don't have to get the whole table, but that's what I have.
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
So after we're finished removing the gel polish, I'm just going in with a cuticle pusher and I'm just pushing back those cuticles. Remember, this is just going to help expose the new growth and also help reduce lifting. Now we're just going in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Remember that when we're doing this, we're just removing the shine from our natural nail. Our nails produce a lot of oils, and if you leave it like that, your acrylic will lift. So make sure that you remove the shine. Again, that is a 180 sanding band. You don't want to use anything more coarse than a 180 because you don't want to damage the natural nail. So next, I'm just going to go ahead and dust the nails off, and I'm going in with my Young Nail Protein Bond, and I'm applying that on the natural nail. After that, we're going to go ahead and apply the acrylic. So for my acrylic, as always, I'm going to be using my Mia Secret acrylic system in the color pink, and I'm also going to be using the number 6 AB glitter acrylic by Nail Supply Glamour. I'll be sure to leave that down in the description, and this is one of my favorite glitters by them. So I really like it, and I'm gonna be doing that on this index finger. It's gonna be just an ombre on this one, and then on the pinky is gonna be a full nail with the glitter. So this glitter actually comes with the acrylic already in it, so you don't have to worry about, you know, applying a layer of acrylic and then the glitter. You can just go ahead and do, you know, the glitter by itself. And then of course I'm gonna go ahead and just encapsulate that with the Mia Secret pink acrylic. And as always, for my brush, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 10 in an oval shape. And if you are having problems with your brush, I do have a video on how to properly clean and restore your brush, so I'll be sure to leave that video down below for anyone that needs it. So again, we're just going in and encapsulating that glitter with the acrylic. Remember that when you're doing glitter, you do want to make sure that you encapsulate that glitter, because if not, you will fall off the glitter once you come back to file. Remember, just add acrylic where it's needed. Make sure that you look at the nail from different angles, and make sure that you have a nice apex, which is where you get your strength from if you were to hit your nail on something. So for the pinky, again, we're going to do a full nail with the glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply the Mia Secret pink acrylic at the back to fill in the nail. And then we're going to go ahead and do the AB glitter acrylic on the whole nail, and then encapsulating it with the pink. As always, I like to use the pink acrylic because it's really translucent and it has that hint of pink. But if you want to just use clear, that is totally fine. Okay, so I'm finishing off this pinky, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this, and I'm going to come back and encapsulate the glitter because that glitter was still kind of wet and I didn't want to brush it off. So for the rest of the nails, it's just going to be a regular feel. So we grab a bead, place it closer to the cuticle area, patting it down, and very gently brushing it down towards the tip. Remember that you still want most of that product to stay closer to the cuticle area because that's where your apex is and that's what you're filling in, but you're literally just blending in the rest, you know, towards the tip. And then of course, if you need to add a little bit more, that's fine as well. Just make sure that you check your nail and look at it from the sides to make sure you add acrylic only where it's needed. You don't want to just be adding acrylic just to add. Just add it if you need it, because if not, you're gonna have a lot of filing to do at the end. So same thing, grab my bead, placing it closer to the cuticle area, patting it down, brushing it down towards the tip and cleaning around the cuticle area. And I also do want to mention that if you are having problems with lifting, remember this is something that's gonna take a while for you to perfect or to prevent lifting. As you guys know, just a while back, like maybe a month ago, I was actually having problems with lifting. I didn't know what it was. I was trying to figure it out because it was stressing me out, because of course it's stressful and it's embarrassing when your client's nails are coming off very easily. Honestly, I don't even know what it ended up being, because as soon as it happened, like I got all new everything. Like I got new drill bits, I got a new primer. That's why I'm using the protein bond. I opened up a new bottle of my monomer and polymer. So I literally switched everything out because I could not risk it. Like I had to make sure that I got the lifting under control, and now I'm not having problems with it anymore. But I don't know exactly what it was. So it's gonna be kind of like a process of elimination. You always have to make sure that you're prepping the nail correctly. You have to make sure that you're applying the right size tips, that you're applying the primer, that you're applying the acrylic correctly on the nail, not too liquidy, not too dry, that you're not getting acrylic on the skin, and then especially that you're filing around the cuticle area really good. So again, if you're a beginner and you're having problems with lifting, just be patient. It's going to take a while for you to finally, get it down and get it right. So don't get discouraged. Just keep trying, and it just takes practice and practice and practice. That's why to do nails, you have to be very patient and dedicated, because it has to honestly be something that you really enjoy doing, because if not, it's going to be really easy for you to just give up and not ever do it again if you don't actually enjoy doing nails. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and finish off. Again, I'm just coming in and encapsulating this nail, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other hand. So same thing, full glitter nail on the pinky. We're doing the ombre nail on the index finger, and then the other nails we're just gonna go ahead and fill them in, just with the normal Mia Secret pink acrylic.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Alrighty, so for this nail, we're going to go ahead and push back the cuticles, and basically the same thing that we would usually do when we're doing a new set. We push back the cuticles, we remove the shine from the natural nail with a 180 sanding band. After that, we go ahead and apply the nail tip. Remember, you don't want the tip being too small or too big. You want it to fit perfectly from sidewall to sidewall, because if it's too small, most likely it will lift or crack, and then if it's too big, most likely it will lift as well. After that, we're going to go ahead and leave it like this, and then we're going to go ahead and just trim the sides down. Since we are making it a stiletto, this is just going to save us a lot of time whenever we're actually shaping the nail. So since it's a stiletto nail, we're filing at a 45-degree angle, alternating from side to side, making sure we don't file too much on one side, because then the nail will end up crooked. So again, alternate from side to side, and then after that, we're going to go ahead and just blend the nail tip right in the middle, so when we apply the acrylic, it looks a lot more natural. After this, we're going to go ahead and just dust the nail off, and then we're going to apply the protein bond on the natural nail, and then we can apply the acrylic. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and do a layer of the Mia Secret Pink over the entire nail, and then we're going to come back and do the glitter. Remember that when you're doing glitters, especially on a new set, you do want to make sure that you do a layer of acrylic underneath. That way, next time if she wants the glitter off, we can just file it off, and then there's still going to be, you know, the pink acrylic or just the regular acrylic underneath. So since I'm doing an ombre, same thing, we're just applying the glitter on the tip, making sure that we kind of blend it up towards the cuticle area to where it will give us that ombre effect. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and just encapsulate that with the acrylic. Okay, so next, after we finish applying the acrylic, we're going to go ahead and reshape the nails. So since we're doing a stiletto shape, again, we're just filing at a 45-degree angle on the sides and just filing from side to side to make sure that we don't file too much on one side, and just basically making them as pointed as you want. If you want them more rounded, then of course just file on the tip, but if you want them really pointy, just file 45 degrees on one side and then 45-degree on the other side, and just going back and forth. After this, we're going to go in with a fine drill bit to file all of the nails to make sure that they're all nice and smooth, and also to make sure that we seal around the cuticle area.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Alrighty, so now we're just going to go in with the ceramic fine drill bit by Pana. We're filing around that cuticle area, making sure that we go from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth until you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylics is. So like I said earlier, you want to make sure that this step you do correctly, because if not, you will get lifting. Honestly, I feel like a lot of your lifting will come, maybe like 80 or 90% of your lifting will come from not filing around the cuticle area really good. Because if you leave any little gaps between the acrylic and the natural nail, most likely, you know, water or any moisture is going to get trapped in between, and it's going to cause the nail to lift. So make sure that you seal that cuticle area really, really good. Again, the way to know is to where you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. And there, it doesn't have to be like a super big gap, like literally just until you're able to see where that natural nail is. And that's how you know if you did or if you filed good enough. So we're going to continue to do this. And then of course, as also you have to make sure that you file the rest of the nail. But usually my nails are nice and smooth, but I still go back in and just file the rest of the nail to just make sure that everything is well blended and well or really smooth, sorry. So I'm gonna continue to do this on both hands, and we'll move on to the next step.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Alright, so next we're going to go in with the buffer, and remember this is just going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nail from the hand file or the e-file. So you want to make sure that you file or buff those nails really, really good to make sure that there's no scratches left on the nail. I cannot tell you how many times I've had people tell me like, hey, after I apply the acrylic and then I apply the polish and the nails is like they're really rough and you can see scratches through the polish, and I'm like, did you buff the nails? And they're like, no, I don't do that. And I'm like, that's why, because you have to make sure that you buff those nails. That's what's gonna make the nail really, really smooth, because even though you're using a fine drill bit, that's still not smooth enough. It's still gonna leave those scratches, so you have to go in with a buffer. After this, we're gonna go ahead and dust the nails off, wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, or you can have your client go wash their hands, whatever works for you, and then we can start applying the polish. Alrighty, so for this set, I'm going to be using the color HARP on it by Color Club, which is the color that I always use as a base for my bling nails. So I'm going to be doing that on both of the ring fingers. And then for the rest of the nails, I'm going to be using the OPI Bubble Bath Gel Polish. Just a little reminder that when I use gel polish on acrylic nails, I do not use a base coat. I only use a base coat when I apply gel polish on natural nails. So again, you do not need a gel base coat when you're applying gel polish on acrylic nails or even on gel nails. I've had that question many times, and I think I've mentioned it many times as well. So if I'm applying, like I posted a video of me doing gel polish on my nails, and in that case I would apply a base coat because I'm applying it on my natural nail. But anyways, we're just applying the bubble bath gel polish, and then we're curing each coat for 30 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. Alrighty, so now I'm just going in and applying a second coat of the bubble bath gel polish, and y'all, this color is literally my to-go color. Like, I use this a lot. I actually get it from my nail supply store. I believe it's about $12.50 or maybe $13, but it is so beautiful. Like, it goes with anything. It looks so elegant, so soft, and just so freaking pretty. So if you're looking for a really pretty pink, I would suggest you buying this one. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and apply the second coat on the other hand as well, and again, we're curing for 30 seconds in between each coat. Alrighty, so after we finish doing 2 coats of the bubble bath gel polish on both hands, I'm going to be applying the bling, and I'm using the Soleil nail adhesive, which has been working really good for me. So I'm going to be using my SS6 and my SS12, and also some SS12 pearls. As always, I start around the cuticle area, working my way around the perimeter of the nail, and just adding more glue as I need it, and then of course alternating between the SS6 and the SS12 as I go, and then just throwing in the pearls just randomly on the nail. So we're going to go ahead and do that on this ring finger, and then we're going to do the same on the other ring finger as well. And then you will see me spray the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, which is just a spray that helps the glue dry a lot faster. You can use it without it, but it does help speed up the process because since it is a gel resin, it is going to be a little bit thicker in consistency, so it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. So the activator spray helps a lot with drying. Alrighty, so I sprayed the activator, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply the Madam Glam gel top coat on all of the nails, and we're going to cure that for 60 seconds. And again, we're going to do the same thing on the other hand.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out so pretty. That color and that glitter and the bling, everything just looks so good together, and she can definitely pull off some stiletto nails. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.